Good evening, my name is John Chris and these are the headlines. Sarawak, Malaysia My Second Home is open to foreign visitors. Igan Bridge, another promise fulfilled. The alleged organ trafficker sentenced to 15 years jail. Sarawak has once again been chosen to host the International Congress and Convention Association ICCA Congress 2020 after more than 4 years since it took place in 2016. Kuching will get the honor to host the prestigious 59th International Congress and Convention Association Congress 2020 from October 31st to November 5th, making Sarawak the only Asia-Pacific destination in ICCA's Congress.
Sarawak sealed the deal to once more become the international business events destination of Seoul, the capital city of South Korea. Business events Sarawak will be the local host and organizer for the hybrid regional hub event. The Sarawak Regional Hubs team, ICCA Tribe Legacy, will focus on the true return on investment of conventions that goes beyond direct delegate expenditure. The main session of the 59th ICCA Congress will take place in Kaohsiung, Taiwan, with a live stream to Sarawak. The Sarawak Asia Pacific Regional Hub ICCA Congress will take place from 31st October till 5th November 2020 at BCCK. The upcoming hybrid congress marks another milestone for Sarawak. It will pave the way for more robust regional and national collaborations with a pathway for players in Malaysia to lead the region's business events industry. I'm Mena Ruben and Muhammad Gusti. TVS, anytime, anywhere.
Sarawak will continue to offer the Sarawak Malaysia My Second Home program to foreigners. Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture Dato' Abdul Karim Rahman Amzah said, although the federal government has suspended the program, hence it will not affect the state level and interested foreigners are welcome to apply.
The outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic coupled with the enforcement of Movement Control Order MCO and border control has caused a sharp decline in Malaysia's tourism. As part of the response of the post-COVID-19 recovery, Sarawak needs to actively diversify its tourism beyond leisure tourism by looking at the potential of Sarawak My Second Home program. Foreigners can apply for the Sarawak My Second Home program by abiding to the new enhanced regulations and requirements for the program which came into effect on September 1st.
The Ministry is expecting Sarawak Malaysia My Second Home program to have at least 1,000 new applicants or new participants, generating an estimated amount of ringgit Malaysia 8.34 million revenue and ringgit Malaysia 31 million investment by 2030. The newly revised Sarawak Malaysia My Second Home program will certainly benefit all stakeholders, in particular the use of registered agents to create new job employment, new job opportunities, as well as boost economic growth in Sarawak.
Earlier on, Dato' Karim said the new regulation and requirement for Sarawak Malaysia My Second Home program is open to citizens of all countries that have diplomatic relation with Malaysia except Israel, which in line with federal government policy on foreign diplomatic relations. He added a new category of 40 to 50 years old is eligible to apply with investment in real estate properties, specifically for residential purposes, with total amount of at least 600,000 ringgit.
The construction of project of the Igan Bridge will commence in the near future. Assistant Minister of Infrastructure and Port Development, Dato' Julaihi Narawi says, the earth-breaking ceremony for the project will be officiated by Chief Minister Dato' Patinggi Abang Johari Tun Openg at the Batang Igan Ferry base on September 12.
Julaihi, when visiting the project site on Thursday, said the 1.38-kilometer bridge is one of the coastal road network packages which connects to the R5 standard two-lane single carriageway measuring 4.1 kilometers. The 300 million ringgit project is expected to be completed within 48-month time frame. The Igan Bridge will replace the use of Batang Igan ferry services, a means of connectivity. Also present at the site visit was Jomoreng Assemblyman Datuk Dr. Juanda Jaya.
The Bidayuh National Association Chief Advisor Datuk Sri Michael Manyin Jawong urges the Bidayuh community to defend all its 8 majority seats under the Gabungan Party Sarawak from Opar up to Bukit Semuja in the upcoming state election.
It's definitely we will have it probably early next year or the latest by June next year. So that is the time for the Bidayuh community to reciprocate to the government of the day, and that is GPS. So if we can deliver the 8 seats right from Opar up to Bukit Semuja, Opar, Tasik Biru, Seramu, Mamong, Tarad, Tibada, Kedep, dan Bukit Semuja.
Speaking at the handover ceremony of DBNA Communities Hostel Grant on Thursday, Manyin says GPS priority has always been caring for the rakyat, regardless of race and religion. He said the Bidayuh community will continue to support the government for continuous development. As a minority in Sarawak, he urged the community to be united to compete with the other communities.
And if we are small, we should know what to do. If we are divided, we become more and more small. So what is really important, that's why we did start using the word ini Bidayuh, one Bidayuh, ini awang, ini aseng, one heart, one mind, one Bidayuh. If we follow that, if that is our philosophy, I believe that although we are small, when we are united, we find strength in ourselves.
The 48-year-old man who caught the world's attention over claims of being an international human organ trafficker was sentenced to 15 years imprisonment, 6 strokes to run concurrently starting on August 27.
The accused Shaifulizan Abdul Muttalib pleaded guilty to 3 charges framed under Section 409 of the Penal Code meted out by Session Court Judge Steve Ritikos. He was sentenced to 5 years jail and 2 strokes of the cane on each charge to run concurrently for committing criminal breach of trust (CBT) involving 97,623 ringgit and 31 sen on April 4th, 85,000 ringgit on June 22nd, and 66,477 ringgit and 94 sen on November 16th, 2012, respectively. For the record, the accused was a former worker of Sarawak Insolvency Department as an assistant accountant before being fired for failing to report for work in 2013.
Reducing crime rates and social problems within society remains a priority. Hence, having all hands on board to community policing, not only it strengthens the cooperation between police and community, but also aims at reducing crime at a faster rate.
Program seperti mana yang telah dijalankan pada hari ini, kepolisian masyarakat ni, di mana pihak polis juga mempunyai satu slot untuk berkongsi dengan masyarakat berkaitan dengan trend jenayah yang berlaku pada ketika ini. Bagaimana satu-satu jenayah dilakukan dengan perubahan dan peredaran zaman. Yang keduanya, kita juga boleh berkongsi apakah peranan masyarakat dalam membantu untuk mengurangkan kadar jenayah di kawasan tempat duduk masing-masing.
Program itu adalah yang diketahui saya ada 7 agensi jabatan yang terlibat, dan inilah program yang terbaik saya fikirlah, kerana dia dapat menerap kepada hak kaum seperti jawatan kuasa JKK, termasuk Tok Kampung, Penghulu, Pemancar, termasuk saya sendirilah. untuk memahami 7 agensi jabatan ini terlibat, maka itulah yang paling baik diterima oleh penduduk tempat daripada akal ubi menggunakan untuk menjaga dan menyelamatkan keadaan penduduk kampung sekarang ini.
Setakat tu, gejala kampung kami takut kami ialah yang musuh utama negara ialah dadah dan kecurian sedikit sebanyak tanaman kami tidak menentu diganggu oleh masyarakat sekeliling lah. Okay. And then tentang sambutan program tu kami dari pihak Kumah amat berterima kasih dan menyambut penuh dengan cadangan pihak atasan supaya membantu kami dari segi mana-mana gejala yang kami ikut.
Memang program tu memang bagus lah. Dari segi kami lah rasa banyak maklumat yang kita belum tahu, yang dah kita tahu pun kita bertambah tahu lah.
Contohnya?
Contohnya macam Isaac tadi nak sidang majlis daya tadi dah begitu nih rabies ya, penyakit rabies ya, pasal penyakit kombik ya.
Meanwhile, Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Dato' Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah, urged the community to play an important role in monitoring the respective areas to help curb the crime through the community policing.
Masyarakat perlu sama-sama bersama untuk mengatur dan mentadbir kawasan kita. Hanya kita yang tahu selok belok dalam kawasan kita. Kalau kita hendak mengatur supaya pejabat polis dalam kawasan Asajaya itu penuh anggotanya supaya dapat jaga tiap-tiap kampung, mustahil dapat jaga. Kita orang bucik mau jual naga tiap-tiap kampung semua aja tiap-tiap hari sidak baju biru tu. Kulu kile penin jual palak kita orang naga. Jadi sebab itulah yang menjadi tanggungjawab kita.
He said this at a community policing establishment ceremony in Asajaya on Thursday.
National Paralympic athletes Body Bunyao and Agustin received a timely boost ahead of next year's Paralympics after he was named Best Para-Athletes at the Sports Writers Association of Malaysia 100 Plus 2019 Awards.
The 20-year-old Sarawakian enjoyed a stellar season last year, winning 2 gold at the World Championship in Kazakhstan. The feat booked him a ticket to the Tokyo Paralympics. Boni beat archers S. Suresh, Wiro Julin and Muhammad Ziyad Zulkifli, as well as shot putter Ziyad Zulkifli for the Para-Athlete of the Year award. Boni's victory has broken the dominance of athletics, being crowned the best para-athlete in this edition. Meanwhile, national track cycling champion Muhammad Azizul Hasni Awang also received the Best Athletes Award after winning the World Series Track Championship in Cambridge, New Zealand last December by beating former world champions Shane Perkins and Matthew Glazer. Both Boni Bunyao and Azizul Hasni took home a trophy and 10,000 ringgit cash prize presented by Sports and Youth Minister Datuk Seri Rizal Naina American on Tuesday.
Sarawak recorded 5-day streak with no new cases recorded today, maintaining the total cases of positive COVID-19 in the state remains at 699. State Disaster Management Committee said the Alam cluster in Bintulu remains the only active cluster involving 8 cases.
The committee is pleased to announce that Sarawak recorded 5 recovery and discharge of COVID-19 patients, of which 4 from the Bintulu Hospital and 1 from the Sarawak General Hospital. This brings the total of recovery and discharge cases in the state to 668. However, 7 persons under investigation cases were reported and none of these are awaiting the lab test result.
COVID-19 cases in Europe are almost back to the levels seen in March, when infection rates first peaked. Countries across the continent have been easing lockdowns in an effort to kickstart their economies. But the relaxation of restrictions has seen a surge in infections that puts Europe in a vulnerable position. That's all the news from me this evening. Thank you, Hojon Chris, and we'll see you again.